Rule number 3. If you hear your name whispered from the service elevator, do not answer. Do not look down the shaft. Just keep walking. Last Tuesday, I forgot. I took the night security job at the Meridian Hotel because the pay was desperate money. The hiring manager didn't ask for references. He just slid a laminated card across the desk. Memorize these. Your life depends on it. The first rule was deceptively simple. Never use the main lobby doors after midnight. Always take the staff corridor behind the kitchen. He didn't explain why. He just tapped the card twice and walked away. I thought it was hazing. Rule 2 hit harder. If the elevator stops on floor 4, wait 30 seconds before stepping out. If the lights are off, press the close button immediately. Don't wait for the doors to open. I asked about floor 4. He changed the subject. The third rule was the one that stuck in my head. The service elevator connects the basement to the roof. If it starts moving on its own and you hear a voice calling your name from inside, ignore it. Keep your eyes forward. Walk away. Before we continue, if you're new here, welcome to New Santara Nocturne. We share true horror stories from Reddit's darkest corners every week. If you enjoy atmospheric narration and stories that linger in the dark, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. It helps more than you know. Now, let's continue. My first 3 nights were quiet. Just empty halls, flickering fluorescents, and the hum of the evac system. I followed the rules perfectly. I felt like I was playing a game. Then night 4 arrived. The storm hit right at shift start. Rain lashed against the lobby windows. The power flickered twice before stabilizing. I was doing my rounds on the 2nd floor when the service elevator dinged. The door slid open, empty, but the floor indicator was lighting up. 1, 2, 3. It stopped at 4. The doors opened to darkness. I remembered rule 2. I counted to 30 in my head. The lights stayed off. I pressed the close button. The doors hesitated, then shut. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. That's when I heard it. A whisper, faint at first, like wind through a crack. Daniel, my name. I froze. The sound wasn't coming from the hall. It was coming from the elevator shaft, directly behind me. I gripped my flashlight tighter. Daniel, louder this time, closer. My training said check the source. My gut said run. I turned slowly. The service elevator doors were still closed, but the whisper was right against the metal. I've been waiting for you. Rule 3 echoed in my head. Do not answer. Do not look. I forced my feet to move. 1 step. 2. The whisper turned into a laugh. Low, wet, like water filling lungs. You broke the count, it said. Now I can come out. The elevator lights flickered on. Not the soft white from before. A sickly red pulse. The doors began to slide open again. I didn't look back. I walked faster. My boots echoed too loudly on the tile. The whisper followed me down the hall. Daniel, look at me. It wasn't a request anymore. It was a command. The temperature dropped. I could see my breath in the flashlight beam. The hallway stretched longer than it should have. The exit sign felt miles away. My heart hammered. I reached the staff stairwell and pushed through the heavy door. I didn't stop climbing. Floor 5, 6, 7. The whisper was still there, but muffled now like it was stuck behind the concrete. I collapsed on the 8th floor landing, gasping. If this story is keeping you on edge, you're not alone. These confessions come from real Reddit users who lived through the impossible. If you want more true horror delivered weekly, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. And if this story resonated with you, share it with someone who loves the dark side of storytelling. Your support keeps these voices heard. I checked my phone. No signal. The time read 3:17 a.m. I'd been running for 20 minutes in a 7-story building. I told myself it was stress, sleep deprivation. But when I looked down at my boots, they were covered in wet, dark silt. Basement mud. I hadn't been near the basement. I sat there until dawn, listening to the building settle. When my relief guard arrived, I handed in my badge. I didn't explain why. He just nodded like he already knew. Some jobs don't want you to stay. I should have left it there, but rent was due. The Meridian offered double pay for night 4. I told myself I'd just be more careful. I arrived at 10 p.m. The lobby was empty. The desk clerk didn't look up when I signed in. Night 4 started normal. I did my rounds, checked the fire exits, logged the boiler room temperature. At 1:15 a.m., I was on the 3rd floor when the service elevator dinged again. This time it didn't stop at 4. It kept going down to the basement. The indicator froze on B. I stood at the end of the hall, watching the red number glow. Nothing happened for 5 minutes. Then the doors slid open. Just darkness and the smell of damp earth. I didn't move. I remembered Rule 3. Keep your eyes forward. Walk away. I turned toward the stairwell. That's when the whisper came again. Not from the elevator, from right behind my left ear. You came back. I didn't turn. I walked faster. The hallway lights flickered in sequence. Click, 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 like something was walking behind me, triggering the motion sensors. I didn't run. Running makes it worse. I focused on my breathing. In, out. Don't look. Don't answer. I reached the staff break room and locked the door, sat at the plastic table, drank cold coffee from a thermos, listened. The hallway was silent, too silent. No HVAC hum, no distant traffic, just the sound of my own pulse in my ears. At 2:30 a.m., the door handle rattled, slow, deliberate, not a knock. A test. I held my breath. The rattling stopped. Then a voice muffled through the wood. Rule 2 is broken. Floor 4 is awake. I closed my eyes, counted to 60. When I opened them, the break room clock read 2:30 a.m. It hadn't moved. I checked my phone. Dead battery. I'd charged it at shift start. I stood up. My legs felt heavy, like walking through water. I unlocked the door, stepped out. The hallway was different. The carpet was damp. The walls smelled like ozone and old paper. I walked toward the service elevator. I don't know why. Maybe curiosity. Maybe resignation. The doors were open. The cab was empty. The floor indicator read 4. I should have pressed close. I should have walked away. Instead, I stepped inside. The doors shut silently. The elevator didn't move. The lights dimmed to a faint blue glow. And then, from the speaker above me, a voice. "Welcome back, Daniel." I pressed the lobby button. Nothing. I pressed the door open button. Nothing. The elevator began to descend. Slowly, the indicator changed. B, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. It stopped. The doors opened, not to the 4th floor hallway. It opened to a room, small, windowless, a single chair in the center, a desk, a mirror on the far wall. The air was cold. I stepped out. I don't know why. The doors shut behind me. I was locked in. The chair was facing the mirror. I walked toward it. My reflection looked wrong, older, tired, eyes sunken. I leaned closer. The reflection didn't lean back. It just stared. Then it smiled. I didn't. I stepped back. Hit the wall. The lights flickered. The reflection raised a hand. I walked toward it. My reflection looked wrong. Older, tired, eyes sunken. I leaned closer. The reflection didn't lean back. It just stared, then it smiled. I didn't. I stepped back. Hit the wall. The lights flickered. The reflection raised a hand. I turned to run. The door was gone. Just smooth wall. I pounded on it. Called for help. Nothing. I turned back to the mirror. The reflection was gone. In its place, a message written in condensation. You broke the count. I touched the glass. It was warm. The room tilted. Not physically, mentally. Like gravity shifted sideways, I fell to my knees. The chair scraped backward. Someone sat in it. I couldn't see them. Just the impression in the cushion. The voice returned from everywhere. Sit. I didn't sit. I crawled toward the desk. Found a pen. Found a logbook. Opened it. Pages filled with names, dates, times, all crossed out. At the bottom, fresh ink. Daniel Reyes, night 4, 3:17 a.m. I checked my watch. It read 3:16 a.m. The second hand ticked, slow, heavy, like a heartbeat. 3 hours, 16 minutes and 30 seconds. 3 hours, 16 minutes and 45 seconds. 3 hours, 16 minutes and 50 seconds. The lights went out. Complete darkness. I heard breathing, not mine, close, right behind my neck. I squeezed my eyes shut, waited for 3:17. The clock chimed. Once, soft, the lights returned. The room was empty. The chair was empty. The mirror showed only my face, pale, shaking. I stood up, walked to the wall where the door should be, pressed my palm against it. It slid open. I stepped into the 4th floor hallway. Normal, dry, lit. The service elevator doors were closed. The indicator read, L Lobby. I didn't question it. I walked to the stairwell, descended. Didn't stop until I hit the ground floor. I pushed through the staff exit, into the alley. Rain had stopped. Air was clean. I breathed. Checked my phone. 100% battery. Time, 3:22 a.m. I walked 3 blocks to a 24-hour diner. Ordered coffee. Sat in a booth. Watched the sunrise. I didn't go back. I emailed my resignation at 8 a.m. The manager replied in 4 minutes. Understood. Your final check will be mailed. Do not return to the premises. I thought it was over. I was wrong. 3 nights later, I woke at 3:17 a.m. Sweating, heart racing. My apartment was silent. Too silent. I got up. Checked the locks. All secure. I went to the kitchen. Poured water. Looked out the window. The street was empty. That's when I heard it. Faint, through the drywall. Daniel, I froze, cup in hand, water dripping on the counter. It came again, closer. Not from the hall, from inside the walls. Rule 3, it whispered. You forgot Rule 3. I don't sleep past 3 a.m. anymore. I keep the lights on. I play white noise. It doesn't help. Sometimes when the building settles, I hear the elevator ding. Just once, from somewhere deep inside the walls. I don't look. I don't answer. I just wait. Thank you for listening to this confession from the dark. If this story stayed with you, please do 3 things. First, subscribe to Nusantara Nocturne for weekly true horror. Second, hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Third, share this with someone who appreciates stories that linger after the screen goes dark. Your support helps us bring these hidden truths to light. I want to hear from you. What would you have done on floor 4? Would you have followed the rules? Or would curiosity have gotten the better of you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you're new here, welcome to the Nocturners. We're a community of late-night listeners who appreciate stories that blur the line between real and impossible. If you want to join us, hit subscribe and turn on the bell. Next week's story involves a tunnel driver who never reached his exit, a road that doesn't exist on any map. You won't want to miss it. Sleep well, Nocturners.